name is Kelly Bluen. Welcome to my mini mandala series. This is episode 13, and I'm so excited that we've made this many videos together. Okay, so today to make our mini mandala, I have a micron pen. I'm using a PN plastic nib. Any fine line pen will work. I have a graphite pencil for shading and a blending tool called a tortillon. I'm also using a coin to start my mandala. I have a 5" by 5" sketchbook. Feel free to use whatever pen, pencil, coin, and paper that you have laying around. My hope with these videos is that you can make a mandala very simply without using the fancy tools, the fancy grids, and spending hours and hours creating one. This is meant to be a simple way to relax for a few minutes and make a cute little mandala. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start with our penny, our coin, and our pen. And just pick a spot on your paper and trace the coin. That gives us our beginning shape of our mandala. Okay, I'm going to begin by making an aura, which is a line just inside of that circle. So nice and slowly, I'm making a line on the inside. Okay, I'm going to switch to my pencil for a moment because I need to make my grid. So to make my grid, I'm just going to very lightly cut that in half. Make a horizontal line. Then I'm going to go in half this way and make a vertical line. Then I'm going to crisscross. I want these to be about even. And same there. Okay, there's our grid. For the center, I'm going to draw a little circle on the inside. And then I'm going to make petals in each section. Cute little petals. And then inside I'm going to put a little tiny petal and color it in black. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my pencil again. And I need to make another circle. So I'm going to go out about the width of my pencil. I'm just going to slowly go all the way around. And after I have that done, I can go back and sort of fix that to make it a little bit more even. Okay, I'm going back to my pen. I'm going to make another petal in this circle, but this petal is going to go up the line, dip down, go up, and come down on the line. go up, dip down, go up, and come down. Remembering to touch that outside line. In these mini mandalas, we're not looking for perfection. Please don't worry if some of your petals are wider than others. Now in the center of each of these, I'm going to go to the middle and I'm going to flick out. So I'm pushing my pen down hard and lifting it as I go out, giving it a nice little point. Then I'm going to do a miniature one on each side. Just little short ones. Okay, now I'm going to go back in between these petals. I'm going to add some dark ink, just coloring that in. I really love making these mini mandalas. Did not mean to bump the camera, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to ink in that circle that I made with my pencil. So I'm just going all the way around. And then I'm going to color in those extra spaces around those petals. There's a calmness in just coloring in these spaces. You don't have to think about what you're drawing. Just enjoying putting your pen on paper. So pretty. After I get that colored in, I'm going to add an aura on the outside, which means I'm going to make a really thin circle, and I'm going to do one section at a time. So I'm just going to go slowly like that. All the way around. Take your time. Beautiful. I'm going to pick up my pencil again, and I'm going to do another circle. This one's about the same, maybe a little bit smaller than that one. I'm going to go all the way around, nice and light with my pencil so I can change it if I need to. just with my pencil. Now I'm going to pick up my pen and I'm going to put, let me see, I think I'm going to put 2 bumps in each section. So just around and around one like that. We start on that line and we end up on the other line. If yours has room for 3, go ahead and do 3. I promise you it doesn't matter. My bumps are hitting that outside of the line. We use a lot of the same shapes over and over again in mandalas. This is one I think I put in every mandala, is just these little bumps, and there's so many fun ways to fill them in. So if you have yours done, do something a little bit fun. So inside each one, I'm going to make a curve that goes up to the center of the bump. So from the bottom up, and then curve down to the bottom of the other side, almost like a little Eiffel Tower. Go up, curve down, curve up, curve down. Curve up, curve down. In your movement, when you curve down, you can kind of just keep on going and curve up to the next one. You don't even really need to stop. You're basically making that bump shape again, just the opposite way. Isn't that so cool how you just add those little details and it changes everything? I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to ink in those little triangle shapes. Those little Eiffel Towers. So if you're new to my videos, I do not play music in my videos because different music relaxes people differently. So something that might seem relaxing to me might be annoying to you. So hopefully you can put on your own background music. Grab some tea or some ice water, a coffee, some wine, whatever relaxes you, and just follow along. A lot of people like to add color to their mandalas and it looks beautiful. I typically draw in black and white, but add color if you wish. I'm going to put my pen down for a moment, pick up my pencil again. I'm going to make my last circle. So this one I'm going to go maybe out a little bit wider. I know circles are not the easiest thing to make, but I like to put my hand down and just sort of let it swing. I think these mandalas are a little more whimsical when we don't use a compass and a protractor and all the fancy things. All right, this is our last one. Bumped it again, I'm sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to ignore these grid lines, and I'm just going to go from the middle of one bump to the middle of the other bump. Okay. Sorry, I keep bumping it. So I'm going to start in the middle of this bump and go to the middle of the next one. These are a bit larger than the section before. See how that's turning out? From the middle of one to the middle of the next one. This might be my favorite one so far. Then I'm going to aura the whole thing just by putting a thin line around the outside. I really love how this one is turning out. If I'm going a little too fast for you, just pause it and take a minute to catch up. As I was practicing this one earlier today, I liked how these little bumps that we made and then we put that extra line in there. I like how they end up looking like leaves. So I'm going to put a stem coming out of those with a black dot. And then very tiny, I'm going to just put some flower petals around it. Isn't that so cute? A little stem, black dot. And I'm doing 5 petals, but whatever you'd like to do. I love how those look like little leaves at the bottom of those flowers. If you have a different flower shape you'd like to put on top, please do. Or if you want to do something completely different in that petal, go right ahead. This is so cute. I hope that following along on these videos gives you the confidence to do them without me. I hope that you've learned enough technique and enough basic shapes that you can design these on your own. that so much. I'm going to add a little dot above that center line in these petals down here. And I'm going to add a little dot in the middle. I love it. I'm going to initial it, and then I'm going to do some shading. So shading, I have a little graphite pencil from Zentangle.com. Any graphite pencil will work. So in the center here, I'm going to go around that itty bitty circle. I'm going to take my blending tool called a tortillon and soften that out a little bit. Then I'm going to go along this outside edge of the circle at the bottom of those petals. And I'm going to push that out towards the petal. The idea with shading is that you don't want a solid line. So you're softening that edge, pushing it out. It looks amazing. Go back and soften these a little bit more if you need to. You can always go back and add a little bit dark against that circle again. You want the darkest edge to be by the middle. Get lighter as it goes out. Now on these flowers, I'm going to go over those little bumps, over those leaves. And hopefully that will kind of put a background behind those little flowers. Let's see how this works. Just going all the way around. And pushing that up and out into that petal area. I like how that looks. So pretty. And then my tortillon has a little bit of lead on it still, so I can put a tiny bit in the bottom of these leaf shapes, just with my tortillon that's already got some of that graphite. And that's it. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase my grid lines. And with any of my mandalas, I initial my work. And then I'll put the date and I'll write a journal entry about what's going on in my life, what's on my heart this week, just so I can kind of remember what I was thinking while I made this. I hope you love it. That was a lot of fun. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.